Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, now the Serpent is my #1 Cosmic Champion, and I gotta be honest, I don't see that changing. I've just done the top 10s for every single class. Cosmic was last, and of course, we'll be moving to the top 30 overall in the whole game. And this is my tier list. This isn't the general tier list I've been doing we're getting close to 70 months with the Illuminati. This is based on my experience with a deleted pay-to-win account that I had for years, and years. And then now a free-to-play, completely free-to-play from day one account that I've got Elder on very, very fast. I'm competing in tier, I think, 3 or 4 war, make the Gladiator Circuit and Battlegrounds, and of course, I'm doing things like we're seeing here. And this one singular, words are hard, fight against Corvus, I was like, this is the perfect fight for me to show why Serpent is the #1, right? It's long enough. It's going to show how quickly this guy gets into his ramp, and it's going to show off how he like trivializes the game. And so like, also, if you haven't been interested in Battlegrounds, probably the best on its own defender in the game as far as just how much of the game he just completely counters and says, I'm probably going to actually finish you off. I'm going to knock you out before you can knock out me. Yes, there's a lot of mystics that are along the way that can take him out. I get that. I understand that. I'm just saying that's like a nice little like bonus. It's like a second scoop of ice cream with your cake and your pie when it comes to Serpent. So we're going to go through this fight. This is obviously the Coliseum against Corvus. What you're seeing right now is, of course, it's a 6 minutes timer. I understand you're like, dude, you're 20 minutes in, you only got 1 bar. This isn't looking good. Trust me, we are going to get cooking very, very soon. We kind of actually are. And then also this has the additional node where we're going to need to knock Corvus down. I think it's with a special. You might have been able to do it with a heavy when he throws a special. Otherwise, we're going to get that soul barb on. Serpent does have a mixture of passes and buffs. Can really be helpful when you need those buffs, and also when you need those passives because you're going to get nullified and stuff. Not as big of a deal, although when we go over Serpent's kit, you're going to see he's got some protections from that too. This guy is just he's beyond ridiculous. Now the place we're going to start is on special attacks. On activation, you're going to just gain an unblockable, so that's really, really nice. Passive for 0.65 seconds. If the first hit breaks the opponent's block, the unblockable is paused, and as an attacker, the potency of the Serpent's instant damage is increased by 70% until the end of the block. So you really do, the end of the special attack. So you really do want to throw your specials into the block. So I'm probably about to do it here. Want to get Corvus into the corner. Just gently slow down your combo if you want to throw it after your final light. Some people gotten really, really good. They end their combo in a medium, slight pause, throw the special, it's going to go unblockable, and you're going to do additional damage. So you really want to get the opponent in the corner. Serpent's even get that inexorable, which is going to help you do that. That's why you're starting to see me have tremendous ease. Also notice, remember the timing I was showing at the beginning of the fight? We're now not even 2 minutes into it, and we're already up at 6 bars. We're about to get to 7 health bars. So we are speeding up. He's a ramp champion that also isn't that slow. He's just slow compared to the pure Battlegrounds nukes, okay? And also keep in mind, there's an additional challenge in Coliseum. If you're not familiar with it, we've already gotten enough health bars where we need to start finishing that requirement where we either need to land like 3 mediums here or the 5 lights. Serpent is so outrageously flexible in the combos he can throw that he can handle this just fine. You're going to see this be just fine. So this flexibility is additionally part of the power. So we're going to get on your special attacks, though. We haven't even gotten to number 2. On activation, get an indefinite true focus buff. So you're seeing that. It's like a purplish circle there. It is a buff. True focus buff, meaning it all attacks ignore, evade, and miss. This is one of the small reasons, like I'm looking to split hairs here, why I have him over Deathless Thanos. Thanos, it's a debuff. He needs that to stay on the opponent. Serpent just gets it. If you get hit, you lose it. But guess what? As we're about to see right now, the timing could not have been better. We throw our special and we have it back. If this feels like a great time to go and cover his awakened ability, I do really like him awakened. I think you really want that. It plays into his defensive prowess, but it also is awesome for offensive use, as you just saw. We're going to get these Cold Force charges, which at rank 4 will increase our attack rating to by 500. So that's incredibly nice, considering especially that you get them. The Serpent's going to gain immunity to stun effects during opponent special attacks. It's often more on the defensive side, but that can come in handy sometimes. And then what you saw come into play there was once per fight when the Serpent would be knocked out, he has a 125% chance to consume all dread. Dread would be the blue like pre-fight looking icon. We've consumed it. And we're going to gain a death immunity, which is what allowed us to survive that. This buff cannot be staggered or nullified. And for each dread consumed, the effect recovers 1.25% max health per second. So that's why we healed back up. So you can make a mistake. You're just walking around with this like death immunity. Like, hey, that's really darn cool, isn't it? And then while the death immunity is up, the Serpent's also going to gain a ton of power. A lot of us experience that pain on the defensive side. But wait, there is more. And you can see we're actually going to finish this fight with 18 health bars, okay? Because the damage is just ramping. Do you see this? Like, you're seeing what's happening in front of you. And like I said, this is with us still being able to qualify or satisfy the prompts of the lights and the mediums. Now, I've talked at length, too, about in the top 10 cosmics, wanting those immunities, right? Those power manipulation immunities or resistances. He is immune to Power Lock, Special Lock, Heal Block, and Fate Seal effects, and prevents his ability power rate. So that's his big power gain that he's getting that's allowing us to keep throwing these specials. That cannot be reduced by more than 50% by any champion that is not Mystic, right? So boxing a lot of the Science champions, nodes, and things like that, unless it's a Mystic champion. He is also immune to Cold Snap and reduces the duration of incoming bleed effects by 90%. The Serpent's combat power rate is reduced by 30% and cannot be reduced further. So anyone, I can't think of what the debuff is that would reduce the combat power rate more. I can't think of what that's called right now, but it doesn't matter. It just can't be reduced. It just can't happen. It doesn't matter who you're using or you're fighting. And he reduces the potency of incoming power drain and power burn effects by 60%. So this guy is just outrageously, ridiculously, honestly, stupidly loaded. But on the offensive side, use this as a gift. I mean, did that look hard? Did anything you saw on the screen as I was explaining to this look difficult? It's not. That's why it's not even just that he's easier to use than Deathless Thanos. Deathless Thanos is relatively easy at a high sig. It's that I think he's even more powerful. He has more of these immunities. He has more utility that you can utilize in fights than Deathless Thanos. The damage is outrageous. Hold on, there actually is more. I know we're going through the fight a second time, but again, I'm doing a lot of this for like newer players. I'm aware people come and go from this game. They don't know. And if you're like me on this account, I don't have Deathless Thanos. And I was still able to completely steamroll Karina's Volume 4 because I purposely chose Serpent, took him to rank 4, Awakened him, took him to Sig 200. And remember, we've already gone over the 6. So he's also going to get these Cold Force charges. At one, you're going to gain Cold Force charges. You can get up to 60. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you can get them through a variety of means. As you see, we're up to 7 now. So we're getting them very, very fast, okay? We're up at 8. This took a minute, all right? Channeling the Cold Force at 4+ charges, you're going to gain a 1,766 resistance up passive. Obviously, it's a little bit more defensive use. Remember that all those immunities and resistances that he has. At 8, we're going to gain a Pierce. If you don't know what Pierce is, increase the block penetration, armor penetration by the given potency. This is incredibly helpful for champions who do not have armor break. It also has some amplification effects with other abilities in the game. If you go back far enough, it's not that far anymore, but remember when Hulkling was nerfed and then sold at the banquet? This is how I knew what was wrong, is because I was aware that Pierce and certain champions were going too far, especially with the way they interacted. Serpent also has Pierce, so this is an additional multiplier on top of his damage from the bursts, and then of course the Furies as well. And then at 12 charges, attacks that cause evade or miss abilities deal bursts of damage and strike the opponent's block, pauses personal power gains and furies for 0.35 seconds. Remember, you're also getting these passive furies, so we're helping pause them. Remember, we are hitting the block. Also, you have the Pierce. You're also going to gain the inexorable, excuse me. Whenever the Serpent would gain 1 or more charges while at max charges. So the most you can get, I believe, is 16, I believe. I think we're there now. Yeah. Let me confirm that real quick. Yeah, that looks correct. When the Serpent would gain 1 or more charges while at max charges, right? Because there's all these ways we can get them. I'm not going to go over them because I don't want to read the whole kit here. It's a lengthy kit. And he instead gains a Fury passive, increasing attack rating by 1,348 for 60 seconds. And then remember, you have the ability to pause these Furies, which is why I have gone from 12 to 10. Let's see if I'm now going to get more. So I'm all the way down to 8. Throw this special, and I believe I'll be getting more. Yeah, there we are. We're back up to 10, and those are all increasing my attack rating by 1,354. And then remember, with the signature ability, each Cold Force charge grants up to 500 attack rating, scaling with how close the opponent is to the wall, which, remember, you want to get them into the wall when you're throwing the specials anyway. I might do a whole, if you're like, dude, I'm still kind of wrapping my head around it, because I did want to present this for why he's the best, right? Turning off evade, turning off miss, unblockable specials, massive power gain, allowing you to not hit the opponent nearly as much, so their threats cannot come online. It doesn't matter if you're throwing lights, mediums, none of that matters. So any sort of node that is asking you to only throw certain mediums, certain heavies, certain light, it does not matter. Additionally, you're also gaining so much power as a cosmic champion that it doesn't matter anyway. So the biggest threats that Kabam puts on nodes and defenders, he handles most of them because he just doesn't care. Like, his kit is built in a way where the threats that Kabam puts on nodes and defenders just don't matter to him. Evade, miss, auto block, the need to throw certain combos, the need to throw certain lights or heavies or mediums is often in nodes. It just doesn't matter to him. You make a mistake, he's going to go immortal, and while he goes immortal, he's going to heal back up and also gain more power. He is not a nuke. That is the one thing that you can say about him. He is not going to be as fast as Deathless Thanos or Hulkling or Carolina in very short form fights. Once he gets ramped, I don't really know. Maybe Deathless Thanos is reaching these levels, possibly, I guess. Oh, we haven't even gotten to it. The special 2 has projectile hits that do direct damage multiplied by 250% of the opponent's armor rating. So every champion, well, I think there's a couple that have 0 armor rating. All right, so you want to be careful. You're not going to throw your special 2 against them. But this isn't even against a tech champion. If this was a tech champion, or if the node is putting an armor up buff on him, on the opponent, I'd be throwing the special 2s instead, because they would be getting this 4,403.1 direct damage multiplied by 250% of the opponent's armor rating. He is obscene. I didn't mean to say obscene, but that's the word that came out. He is insane and obscene and ridiculous. I firmly believe that he is the #1 cosmic champion in the game. I think this is good for high tier players. Maybe they want Deathless Thanos for BGs. I totally get that. I respect that. But I think outside of that, or if maybe towers is your biggest thing, I guess Serpent maybe isn't quite as fast. But outside of just those 2 very specific places, when a fight is tough, when a fight is rough, I mean, I call Photon cheat code, but even she pales in comparison to Serpent. If you've made it this far in the video, you deserve to know. I'll be doing the top 30. He's the #1 champion in the game. Nico Minoru was it in December of last year, and that's because I was still holding on to the hope that Battlegrounds would regain some sort of prominence. And she handles him and Deathless Thanos, but I was very clear in that she was only getting that designation because she was handling both of those champions, and she just demolished them, and she's very, very good. Now that Battlegrounds isn't the end-all be-all, it's Serpent. And to me, honestly, it's not that close. As usual, let me know what you got right. Let me know what you got wrong. I hope this was helpful. That's my main goal with doing, especially the why the best, in case people were curious or wondering they're coming along in the game. Because I think a lot of veterans, they know what Serpent can do. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Keep an eye out for the top 30, and you already know who the #1 is. Take care. Bye-bye.